Hey guys, it's Justin Parnell back again with another episode of Journey of Discovery, the free-to-play MTG Arena series. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel and like it and share it and comment on it if you so choose. We would love if you did. Make sure to support us on our Patreon. That's patreon.com/ThinktwiceMTG. And of course, search Thinktwice MTG on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, and Spotify. Now, there is a very special event going on this week, so there's not going to be any limited play for two reasons. One, what we're going to be playing today is the Cascade event, which has been, in my opinion, the most fun event that MTG Arena has done to date. And two, I'm not interested in drafting Core Set 2019. There's very few cards that we are really looking for out of that set for our collection, and it is not a great draft format. So to get started today, though, we are going to open these packs. Let's go ahead and get started. Rare wild card, common wild card, always good. Tristani Discordant. That's our second one of those, never a bad thing. This is going to come in handy today because I'm going to change my deck before we play now that I have another one of those. Okay. Ionize, I think that's our fourth one of those. Uncommon wild card, always good. Dawn of Hope, okay, that's not bad. Another uncommon wild card and a bounty hunter. That's not a very great one. Hopefully we can hit with this last one. Uncommon wild card's good. And an expansion explosion. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna be back in just a second as I put this Tristani Discordant into the deck that we're going to be playing, so we can, I'll show you that in just a second. Alright, so we are going to be playing what I'm just going to call Green-White Cascade. Since this is not really a normal deck, this is really made for the Cascade event, which is, by the time you guys watch this, it's going to be gone, but hopefully enough people have played this event to where they'll bring this back. And this deck was made entirely out of cards from our collection. I didn't spend any wild cards on it. And we have kind of put together a game plan where on turn 1 or 2, on turn 1, we're going to play one of these. And if not, we're going to have a turn 2 play of Merfolk Branchwalker or Wildgrowth Walker, which is going to bring us one of these. So this strategy actually lets us ramp quite a bit. We have a very small Explore package with the Wildgrowth Walkers, Merfolk Branchwalkers, and the Jadelight Rangers, but we do end up doing quite a bit of work just with this small package of cards. We also have Night of Autumn, which in a best of one environment is fantastic, especially if you've been watching Ali streams. There's a lot of people that are playing hard to get rid of artifacts and enchantments. For Night of Autumns, which we've just opened naturally in our deck, has been really, really good. We have 2 Shalai, 4 Conclave Tribunal, which is arguably the most important card in our deck. A smattering of Planeswalkers, Ajani, Watley, Vivian Reed. We have 2 Tristani now. We just opened another one, so that's going to be a second addition to our deck, which is going to be great. A couple of Find Finality, and we're splashing a little bit of black in Isolated Chapel and Woodland Cemetery. And then a couple of threats that are hard for opponents to interact with, depending on what they are. So we have 1 Laird Dawnbringer, 1 Carnage Tyrant, and then 1 Path Discovery to go with these, and then 1 March of the Multitudes. This is not great because it's the only card that's a miss that we cascade into it, but if we can cast it to cascade, it can hit anything on any part of the curve. So this is a very good one of. We do have another one of these in our collection, but we only want to play 1 in this particular case. So let's jump into the Cascade event. I've had a lot of success with this deck. In fact, I've actually have not hit 5 wins a single time, so I'm sure we're going to see a 1-2 coming up here in a second. But either way, let's jump in and see what happens. All right, we are here with Game 1 with Green-White Cascade. And this is a pretty great hand. It's a beautiful curve, so we are going to keep it for sure. Alright, looks like our opponent is playing an aggressive deck. Night of Autumn is not bad. And we actually want to be able to kind of play this and play Jade Light Ranger at the same time. So there's a decent shot this hits us, you know, a Land War Elf, exactly. And we are just going to gain 4 life. So next turn we can play Wall Growth Walker into Jade Light Ranger. And surprisingly enough, that could just be the end of the line for our opponent if they're playing mono red. Imagine they take out the Knight of Autumn so they can attack with their lava runner, but they choose the elf, which is smart. But here we're going to take 2 and then just play our Shalai. And then we're going to hit another elf. The frequency of what I hit Land War Elves is astounding, quite frankly. They can Goblin Chain Whirler, which would be bad. But instead they'll just Shalai. And if they hit a burn spell, which they didn't, they hit a Banneret. Because they would not be able to target anything of note. If they attack here, we're just gonna block with our Knight of Autumn. No need to take additional damage. We don't need to. Okay, and then of course we'll get our Walker out first. And we'll hit our last Land War Elf since we have the Legion's Landing in our hand. And they don't have any wizards. We will keep this on our library so we can continue to gain life. And if they can't kill this Wild Growth Walker, we're just going to do the same thing next turn. Legion War Boss. Another G2 Lava Runner. This will have haste. That is fine. It's going to be difficult for them to break through. And I think they realized what was going to be coming down the pipeline next time. Alright, game 2. This is another hand that's a keeper for us. Not quite as explosive as our last one, but 2 Wild Growth Walkers and a Path of Discovery is very, very enticing indeed. Our opponent leads to the Plains, which I can't say that I'm too sad about. Even though our hand is set up pretty well for any red shenanigans. That doesn't mean they can't get us. Alright. Dawn of Hope and a Fountain of Renewal. Alright, well, we'll play the life gain game, I guess. Surely they have an Ajani's Pride Mate somewhere in their deck. Okay. And here, hopefully we don't hit our one of Legion's Landing, which we do, of course. Really would have liked to have hit our Land War Elves, but here we are. Nice little draw engine here. Though you really want to be casting spells more than you want to be drawing cards, as odd as that sounds. History of Benalia. Another Fountain of Renewal. It's a lot of life that our opponent's going to be gaining. Here's a Merfolk Branchwalker, which we are going to wait and play next turn. And we'll hit Land War Elves this turn. So if we hit a land, then we won't. We'll just play this Path of Discovery. We're gonna pass the turn. We don't need to Conclave Tribunal anything. We'll let our opponent gain life, draw cards. This might have been a good time to get rid of that Dawn of Hope, honestly, in retrospect, and we just take 2. This prevents us from taking 2 by not attacking, but even still. Okay, well, we'll definitely play this Jade Light Ranger. Let's see, probably a Land War Elves. It always is. There it is. Right on time. Maybe we can find a land with our Jade Light Ranger. That would be great. And we are going to go ahead and Conclave Tribunal this turn like we should have done last turn, but that was just that was a silly mistake. Watley, we're going to bin Watley. And there's a forest. We're going to gain a cool 12 life. And we are going to play our Conclave Tribunal and get this Dawn of Hope. If they make a token... Okay, they don't. So that means they could potentially get these Wild Growth Walkers, so we'll say no attacks. In case they have a seal away or some shenanigans of the like. There's another Dawn of Hope. Another Fountain of Renewal, perhaps? Indeed it is. We got to... So it looks like they have to have a lot of life-gainy things. Have to imagine that an Ajani's Pride Mate is somewhere close down the line. Okay, let's cast Path of Discovery. Get another creature. A Knight of Autumn would be great. Be quite nice. And of course Land War Elves again, as it is roughly 100 times out of 100. And let's play our Branch Walker. Graveyard. And then it's going to explore again. Our last Land War Elf, we'll get that out of there. So if we attack with 3, we can flip the Legion's Landing and then Tribunal on our next turn. So we'll do that. Or not on our next turn, our second main phase. Our opponent will chump and then block. And they do have a seal away. Okay. No surprise. And they hit their 4th Fountain of Renewal. And the real question is, do we hit the seal away or the Dawn of Hope? I think it's going to be the Dawn of Hope, so they can get low on drawing cards, because they're getting low here, and I don't want them to start being able to have access to that. And we get Knight of Autumn next time, so I'm not too concerned. We are going to cast Tristani Discordant on our turn, and it's another Dawn of Hope. Looks like they have nothing else. Maybe they don't have Pride Mate, because I would assume they would have a Johnny's Welcome if they did. Okay, so I actually think we can... No, I'd rather just attack. I'd rather just attack with everything. I was going to say we can Knight of Autumn, blow this up, get this back. Yeah, that's definitely going to be worth it with Johnny here. Another land. Welcome site. And we're going to have two more explorers coming up. Another land. And then let's do a non-land now. Jade Light Ranger, we'll put that in our graveyard. Let's give our lifelink creature and a Landwar Elf.
Look how far you have come.
Oh, we've come far. Thanks, Johnny. We've come quite far. Now they can have another seal away, which they do, but they're still taking a tremendous amount of damage. They're still taking a cool 15, which is half. And we're definitely going to be able to do the other half next turn. So they're gonna need some sort of Wrath, Cleansing Nova, which I assume either they're hoping to draw or hoping to draw a land for. Well, let's see if they have it. They do. Okay. Well, fortunately, we're gonna be able to free our friends here. Is there anything we want to return? Probably not. So, we have 7 lands. I think I'd rather free one. Nah, let's free them both. Alright. There's another Wild Growth Walker. And let's actually destroy this Dawn of Hope so they don't gain life. And I'd rather keep a Danto up. Yeah, let's get closer to a Johnny ulting.
Strength is born of struggle.
And we'll pass the turn. In case they have another Cleansing Nova, they can gain life, that's fine. Tribunal, which I imagine has to be on a Johnny. There's another Dawn of Hope. That will resolve. On a Johnny? Yep. Sure thing. Okay. They're officially out of gas. And we are going to get their other Dawn of Hope yet again. We'll play the Branch Walker, sure. Yeah, we'll keep Shalai on our top of our library. And destroy Dawn of Hope. Johnny can hang out over there, that's fine. Okay. Let's go attacking. We hit him for 11, we can hit him for 12 here. Could be one more. Alright. We'll be content to having them clocked again. Okay, so this is their draw. They can turn in their Fountain of Renewal. Swarm Companions. Okay. Well, hey, that's a spell. Which they did not have before. Seal away? Alright. They're good at sealing away these wild growth walkers. Let's go ahead and gain 3 more life. So they're going to be able to turn in one of their Fountain of Renewals at the end of their turn for a free card. Let's see if this can dig up something that will kill our opponent. Okay. Let's uncover our Johnny. Tristani, let's keep that. Feel pretty confident about keeping Tristani. Okay. We'll put it on our... this so it can get by, and... one of our Knight of Autumns.
I will lend you my strength.
Okay. We'll go attacking again. They have to block something. Okay, so they're going for the... we got 2 outs. 2 shots anyway. Okay. There's 1 shot. They're going to go to 12. Alright, another draw. Do they have another Cleansing Nova? They do not. Alright, game 3, we're 2-0. This is a great hand. We have Wild Growth Walker and Path of Discovery again, so we'll keep it. Looks like opponent's on the mulligan. Alright, let's see if we can hit our Landwar Elves. Our 80% chance to hit Landwar Elves on turn 2 with from our Wild Growth Walker. Is all we have exactly 1 Legion's Landing in the deck. That is the number that we want. Alright, Jadelight Ranger is a great follow-up. However, assuming we hit Landwar Elves, and of course we hit Legion's Landing yet again. Alright, well, looks like we are going to be playing Jadelight Ranger next turn. In fact. We'll be playing Path of Discovery on turn 4. So no doubt from Jadelight Ranger we are going to hit we'll surely hit Landwar Elves off that one. Right on time. Okay, Cascade, here comes Landwar Elves. Ooh, no, Wild Growth Walker. Rewarded. Alright, I'll take hitting 2 Wild Growth Walkers. Oh, Tristani. We can't cast Tristani for a little while, so we need to bin it. And I don't want a Conclave. I will just attack for 1 with, well, for 3 with 1 creature. Double block? Sure. I'm fine clearing them out. I understand they're doing something with their graveyard, but we're gonna try to make it take. We're gonna try to make their game plan inconvenient by taking too long. So I'll just be content growing these wild growth walkers. Yeah, this is fine. We're gonna Conclave Tribunal this Hulk here. Okay, so we're gonna Branch Walker. We'll hit a Land War Elves. We will bend the Knight. And let's tap here, here, and then both of these. And we'll get Molder Hulk. And we'll attack with our Wild Growth Walkers. Nope, our opponent has decided they've seen enough. Alright, game 4. This hand is a little on the slow side, but we do have a turn 2 Wild Growth Walker, which will hopefully not hit our Legion's Landing off of. So, we'll keep it. Opponent being gentlemanly before he tries to burn our face off. That's awfully nice of him. Oh, Knight of Autumn is a good pickup. Well, now, wouldn't mind hitting the Legion's Landing. Oh, we hit it again. Well, can't play a Johnny, but it's likely that some number of our creatures aren't going to be alive next turn. Sword Point Diplomacy. Let's see what... Hopefully it's not a Lava Coil our opponent comes up with, or a Lightning Strike, but it is. Okay. Pay 3 life. What are the other cards? No, they can have Shock. They can have Mountain. They can have Wizard's Lightning. I'll just conserve my life total. They can only attack with the Lava Runner, which is fine. I mean, they can attack with the Pyromancer, but we're going to block for sure. We'll go to 17. And let's see what we can come up with. Of course, Land War Elves right on time. And we are going to gain 4 because we know some cards our opponent's working with. Trying to keep our head above water. Presumably they need to shock Knight of Autumn, which is going to blank their Cascade for the turn. So I actually don't... That's why I don't mind giving them shock. Shalai, they have to get a couple of... Okay. So either hit shock or Lava Runner. Okay, they hit a shock. Our opponent attacks for 2, puts us to 16. We'll declare no blocks. I imagine our opponent shocks our elves. Which is not the end of the world. I mean, we'll take 2 if we have to. There's 14, and we'll get a Shalai on the battlefield along with a... hopefully a creature that we can trade with this Lava Runner or better. Okay, our opponent trying to get as much value as they can. Ooh, Knight of Autumn. Great one. And we will gain 4. Gain that 4 life right back. So they got to come up with 2 spells for the Shalai. And then another one for Knight of Autumn. If they don't want to just trade their Lava Runner with that, which I imagine that they don't. We have a Johnny that we can... Okay, well, we'll just block here. Not interested in... I'll take 2. Not interested in trading a Shock for a Shalai. Even a Shock and a Lava Runner. Okay, they have to hit themselves with the Pyromancer. Yep, and there's a Shock, which they can hit Shalai, and if they have another Shock in their hand. So they could have on the stack, if they had another Shock, Shock Shalai, then Shock Shalai after they cascaded. Oh, they do not have it though. So in that case, let's play a Johnny. We're going to gain 4 more life, which our opponent is probably quite fond of. And we're going to get back Wild Growth Walker. And then we're going to pass the turn. Well, we can attack for 3. I mean, we're not going to block with Shalai. I don't want to put any damage on it. It is already wildly too inconvenient for our opponent. I hope Sword Point Diplomacy targets. And opponent, okay. So they're striking Shalai. Maybe they were hoping to come up with another burn spell. It's certainly not a great attack for them. And they gotta go in with all of their creatures. So we can trade here and then block the Pyromancer. Just to kill a Johnny, and then Shalai gets to hang around for next turn. And we're going to find Finality and get back to... Maybe we're not. Maybe we're going to Merfolk Branchwalker. Yep, let's just Branchwalker now. And we'll hit Landwar Elves. And we'll bend this other Landwar Elves. We don't want that one. So we can march for 4 on our opponent's turn. Let's do that. And then untap, and that should probably be it. If we can hit a land... Alright. X equals 4. If we can hit, let's say, another Branchwalker, that's 3 more life. Gives another shot at a land, which we can untap. There's our land. Which we can untap, play our land, go to combat, and attack with everything. I suppose we could have just hit that as well. And we will give our everything counters, and this should do it. we'll play Landward Elves, why not? Well, our opponent got flooded, which certainly did not help them. Target player loses 3, so they have to target themselves. Yep. Alright. Shalai does it. Alright. Game 5, we're 4-0. We are on the draw, but we do have Jadelight Ranger and Shalai, so we'll keep... I like Jadelight Ranger because this gives us a chance to hit Wild Growth Walker on 2. Not a guarantee, of course, but yeah, quite a powerful start if we can make it happen. And there is a Wild Growth Walker, and looks like our opponent's playing white, so it might be difficult if we play a Wild Growth Walker on 2 for them to get rid of it. White, green? Okay. Well, so this is going to be grindy. We're going to have to deal with a 3/3 Johnny's Pridemate immediately, which is going to be tough on the draw. Hopefully our life gain can keep up with theirs. Our 4/4 Johnny's Pridemate. Even better. Okay. Okay, Landward Elf finally hit it. So rather than play Jadelight Ranger, now that we've hit the Landward Elf, we're gonna do Shalai on our turn. We're not gonna be able to deal with this Pridemate quite yet, but we do have a Conclave Tribunal ready when it comes time. It looks like they're just going to flip the Legion's Landing. We'll go ahead and block their Vampire Token. I doubt they have a pump spell, so... Let's see. They have not cast a spell this turn. Maybe they're hoping for a 4-drop, which is why they wanted to flip it. No? Right, Dauntless Bodyguard, which no doubt they're going to target the Johnny's Pridemate, though that's not going to do much against us. Okay, they're just getting a land here. All right, so, okay, in retrospect, now that it doesn't look like they have much, because with 4 mana, they cast 2 1-drops. We're going to go ahead and Conclave Tribunal the Pridemate. Oh, we hit a Jadelight Ranger anyway. Excellent. Quite fortunate. A land and a Watley. Watley we're going to keep because we have flyers and... we actually might be able to close the game out in a few turns once we can get Watley and Shalai down. They do, of course, have an Adanto, which is not super fun, but they don't have an Ajani's Pridemate to go with it. Doesn't mean they can't come up with one, of course, but... they don't have one right now, and they have plenty of 1-drops in their deck, which means that anything they play has a low hit chance. There's another Pridemate. Oh no, it's a Conclave Tribunal. Which is going to get the Pridemate out. No, it gets the Wild Growth Walker. Okay, that's fine. I have no problem with that. So we're just going to play Shalai here. And then we're going to play Land War Elves on our next turn. There's Jaylight Ranger. Or on when we have a chance to. We're going to keep Tristani. Library, library. Keep Tristani for sure. And we are not going to attack with our 3-4, or our 3-2 Jadelight Ranger into their 4-4 Venerated Loxodon. Tristani is going to be pretty great. Okay. Let's see what we can come up with. And of course, like clockwork, we hit yet another Land War Elves. We hit almost everything else in our deck. But Land War Elves it is. Oh, let's go ahead and attack with Shalai, especially since we have another one, so if they have something like Seal Away, which I doubt, but, you know, they could. So, next turn, we have a Watley, and we're gonna give Shalai -1 for +X for X the number of creatures we control, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh. That's a big March of the Multitudes. Oh, they're hitting a Knight of Autumn. Okay. Good turn for our opponent. Fortunately, we have a Tristani, and they do not currently. That's not to say they will not find one, but they have not yet. Attacking is still inconvenient for our opponent. Which we are definitely fortunate that that is the case. March would be a great draw for us too. All right. Can our opponent figure out a way to break through? Right now, to gain life, they're only doing it at once a turn with the Vanguard. They can gain a bunch, but they have to sacrifice all of their soldier tokens with lifelink. So, not exactly sure what they want to do. Because a 3-3 is not good enough quite yet. Okay, Legion's Landing is not bad. Let us... First, let us leave Temple Garden open. Let's see what we can come up with. And it's going to be a Wild Growth Walker. Okay. Not too sad about that. Okay, let's play Legion's Landing, and then we're going to play Jadelight Ranger off of our Land War Elves. Still have plenty of blockers, and this will give us a little more life to work with. A Johnny, and we don't really have anything. It's still probably good enough. We'll keep it on top. Trigger a couple times with Wild Growth Walker. Okay. Let's wait a turn. First, we'll make Watley we'll say inconvenient to take down. And then we'll come in with just Shalai. Not really worried about flipping Legion's Landing. Okay. So Watley went to 4, got 12 counters. So we're going to be close, maybe a point, I think a point of damage off from being able to get our opponent with just the Shalai. Assuming we hit a creature with a Johnny, which we will. We'll when we cascade. That'll be +1. We can give it another +1 counter. So if our opponent doesn't gain any life... Okay. Alright, well there goes Watley. Though if they get Shalai, that would be great. Since we just have another Shalai in our hand. Oh, they have to. Because Watley has hexproof. Okay. Well, take a turn off. Which will be 2 turns, because our opponent's going to gain a couple of life. But fortunately, we can cast both Shalai and a Johnny. And specifically, we can -8 Shalai, so we can start drawing some cards to give ourselves a few options. Okay, so let's start out with that.
The song of battle flows and flows.
All right, let's tap appropriately. We know we're going to play this Johnny. So, oops. Tapped 1 too many forests, that's okay. Knight of Autumn. Good pickup. We can free our Wild Growth Walker. No need to free our Shalai. We will certainly draw a card. We'll certainly draw a card again. Yep. That's a good one. We'll play our Land War Elves with our floating green mana, so we can draw another card. We already have a Tristani, but we don't have an Ajani yet. We have nothing in our graveyard.
I understand you're in need of support.
Yeah, I am in need of support. Let's make Tristani a little bit of a better blocker. And, of course, Shalai will pump up. And we'll hold this Conclave Tribunal until next turn. And there is a pretty good chance we're going to play the Tristani. It doesn't matter which one we take or get rid of. That'll give us +2 creatures, +3 cards to draw, and try to put more creatures onto the battlefield. Right now we have... Okay, there's a Carnage Tyrant. So, yeah, let's go ahead and play Tristani. Yeah, I'm sure. We hit a Wild Growth Walker, sure. Any creature will do. We'll take the action. Alright. Select one to keep. We'll keep this one. Draw a card. Draw 2 more cards. We will play 1 Wild Growth Walker. Draw another card. Alright. We will put another one on Tristani. And Shalai.
You are capable of more than you assume.
And then we will minus, and we'll target Shalai.
From the will of many, the might of one.
Okay, here we go. Just Shalai. Can you stop it, opponent? Can you stop a gigantic Shalai? If you can, I'm just going to Conclave Tribunal, your Conclave Tribunal, and get my next one and set up for next turn. So, it's up to you. Oh, they might have something. Maybe another March of the Multitudes? Try to get lucky? I don't know. I gotta do something. Alright. Big March of the Multitudes. Okay. Alright. What can you hit? Imara. I do not believe Imara is going to save you. Despite your 21 soldier tokens, I believe Shalai is going to fly over the battlefield and deliver the killing blow. Alright, we have completed the 5-0 in the Cascade Constructed Challenge, and let's claim our prize. So we get 6, we get plus 100 gold, a Bonded Horncrest, and hopefully this is a rare land. That's really what I would like. Sigiled Sword of Valoron. That was my second choice. Beautiful John Stenko art, though, I will say that. But yeah, Cascade Constructed. We built a deck exclusively out of cards we had in our collection, which is great. This was, like I said, this is like the most fun event that MTG Arena has had on, so I hope they return it. I know they're kind of doing streamer-centric ones, and this was one of those, but, you know, that doesn't mean it can't come back in the future. I think a lot of people probably played it. I have played this one more than I played anything else, but either way, thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and like, comment, share as well. Your support means a lot. Let me know if you guys have played this Cascade event and what other crazy decks that you've come up with. I've really enjoyed playing this green-white deck. It's been a blast. But thank you guys very much for watching. If you want to support what we do further, go to patreon.com/thinktwicemtg. And of course, search Thinktwice MTG on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, and Spotify. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you next time.